really quick.
I'll glue it back together.
And then Matt did one of these numbers, and it went like that. It was really creative.
It was an accident. Things happen.
I blame Matt for everything.
Hey guys, welcome back to the latest episode of the Not So Round Table. We're joined today by two very special guests, something we don't do terribly often, but Aleeia and Greg are joining us from Elite Ops Airsoft in Georgia. Do you guys want to tell us about it? Tell us about your trip, what you're doing out here, kind of fill us in before we start answering questions?
Okay. Me and Greg came to California to play as much Airsoft as we can in 1 week. So we came all the way from the East Coast.
Came down here. We're hitting up as many fields as we can. So far, we've been to Tac City North and Tac City South. We've also been to Evike. The first day we got here, this is our second time here. And it's great. A lot of the players down here are different. The community is bigger. Definitely a change. Culture shock.
Culture shock? Are people mean? Do we bite?
Nicer.
No, that's what he was saying. He said people are nicer here, and I was like, "Are you sure you came to California?"
You know what? When was the last time we actually legitimately went to a local field and actually kind of played with the regular folk?
The regular folk? Okay, no.
No.
I went to Tac City North before it moved locations. I went to Pistol Night every Wednesday.
Yeah,
that was my favorite time of.
Yeah, that's when Tac City was fun. Oh,
Wednesday nights, man.
Wednesday nights were the best.
Did you guys go to Tac City North on Wednesday?
Yeah, we did.
Pistol Night?
Yeah.
Yes.
I only run pistols, so
was it amazing?
It's great.
Yep. All right, so have you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen the show before.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how we do it here. People submit questions into our helm of reasoning, and then we're totally unqualified to answer, but here we are. So as customary, would you like to pull one of the first questions, either one of you?
I will.
All right.
Ooh, quick.
You want me to read it?
Yep, name first and then the question.
Alex Aguilera, what's your favorite real steel gun you've ever shot? Me to answer?
Yeah, you started off, and then we'll.
That's an easy one. I like P90s in Airsoft because I shot a PS90 in real steel. I like the shape. It was easier. The recoil was less. I'm a small person. So that's what got me to the Airsoft version, so that's my favorite real steel gun.
All right. Greg, what do you think?
Favorite real steel gun?
Yeah.
I've only shot 3, so I'd say the Glock 23. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Very nice recoil.
We got another Glock guy in the house. George?
My answer? This is always tough when I get these kind of questions. I will just go with probably one of my favorites. I really do love our old M1 Garand. Very fun to shoot, especially if you find some good magazines for it. Or not magazines, clips. Very fun gun to shoot. If not, maybe a Springfield 03. Have one of those as well. Very nice trigger. Good 1911s. I don't know. I have everything. Not everything. I don't have everything. I've shot everything.
I think my two favorites were back-to-back on the same night. When we went out for marketing day, SHOT Show 2012? Was it 2011?
That might have been 2011.
And then, so we shot the Browning 1919, right? Fun. And then I got to shoot the M240 Bravo. Fun. Both of those are big full auto. I think my favorite rifle would be the Remington 700.
Remington 700?
Yeah.
That's a good rifle.
I probably should have learned how to aim it first. I didn't hit anything.
Maybe its sights were off. You're thinking about that?
I know everybody else was hitting things.
Okay, well,
I was airsoft firing it, and so. All right, do you want to pull the next question?
Sure.
You guys are so quiet,
I know.
Subtle, relaxed.
So mild-mannered. Usually we're loud and obnoxious.
Especially when Jet's on here. Jerk.
This from Crash15. It says, "Hey NSRT, when it comes to loadouts, what are your opinions on those who mix match colors?" Really depends what colors, I think. If it's black and any other color, I think it looks good, such as black and OD or black and tan. Really anything else, it gets too crazy. If I see people mix and matching multicam with AOR1 or multicam and AOR2 or AOR1 and AOR2, it's a little bit ridiculous in my opinion.
That's a good statement. We have one airsofter here who combines a lot of solid colors into their rig. Half it's Coyote Brown, half it's OD7. So it looks kind of different and breaks up the figure. But, I mean, I think that overall the rig works. In terms of blending it with camo, I mean, that's what I love about solid colors, honestly. They go with everything. My Coyote Brown rig can go with woodland, can go with desert, whatever. Go with multicam. Same with Ranger Green. Ranger Green goes with everything, and that's what I like about solid colors.
How about you? What do you think?
at our local field, I saw the craziest thing. This guy had like 5 different kind of camos. It was like his jacket, his pants, his vest, his helmet. Everything was like a different kind of camo. It was so funny, but it was ugly. So
well, maybe he didn't care how he looked. Maybe he thought he looked cool. I don't know.
Don't do that. Don't
don't be that guy.
Yeah, but I think the dual tone thing that he was talking about is like the coolest thing ever. I would try dual tones if I had more money to like do the whole thing.
For me, I mean, the ultimate goal with camouflage in general is to break up the figure, right? To not look like a human shape. So, I mean, from a purely camouflage standpoint, it may be more effective to mix match different colored pouches and different colored vests because it doesn't look like one solid uniform color scheme that has a shape to it. So in that sense, you know, I could see mix and matching colors. Is it easy to do that when you don't have solid colors and you have patterns? Absolutely not. But I mean, I can come from the camp that if I already have like 4 mag pouches and they happen to be black and I switch to an OD vest, I don't necessarily want to go out and buy 4 new OD pouches. I'll try to make the black ones work. Also, spray paint is a thing.
Even on Cordura?
Even on Cordura. It just makes it really stiff.
So we're spray painting black pistol mags because you're too lazy to get more.
Okay, look, I'm saying if you're on a budget.
Don't look. Just think. Did you use your old stuff from your old rig on your new rig? No, you went and bought new stuff.
Yeah, but my other rig at home is a black vest with all different colored pouches.
I remember. Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I just don't use it much.
I'm just giving you a hard time because I can. It's getting too mundane. I'm going to give you a hard time.
Thank you.
Throwback Thursday.
Is it Thursday? No, it's Thursday.
You want to pick a question, George?
No, I don't. These are all new questions too. We refilled this thing today. We have Vigor, just with an R, not an ER. How high must the quality of BBs be if you switch to a type bore? And is it worth switching? Switching BBs or switching type bore?
I think he's saying, is it worth switching
to a type bore?
To a type bore if you need precision BBs?
As long as I mean, most companies are selling precision BBs. I mean, the only precision BBs are the ones that are like from Walmart or some big box store that are like .12s. Almost everywhere else, there are at least different quality levels to the different BBs, but for the most part, they're all polished. They're all good quality
of the same
BBs.
About diameter.
Yeah. So any one of those, but the thing is, whatever type bore barrel you go to, some might be picky and might require different types of BBs. You know, just be aware of that. You know, find what works for you. Buy a bunch of BBs and test them all out.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And then find something and stick with it.
Do you guys have anything you'd like to add?
Somebody has their phone on.
No, really. I don't know too much about that kind of stuff. I
You
just
just
use
put,
whatever I can
you just
get.
put BBs in, and they go and they shoot people.
Pretty much.
Sweet. I like
Yeah.
that.
I think it matters more in the gram than the brand.
I agree.
I guess.
The weight, sure. You know what's happening too is companies are coming out with a tight bore barrel, and then those tight bore barrels are really tight, so it's like a 6.01. And then the 6mm BBs of the olden days, they start jamming because they're a little bit too large,
Yeah.
and you'll get jams. And so then the BB companies go, oh, well, you're making precision barrels, and we'll make precision BBs. And they shrink down the diameter of a little bit. And then because you're starting to get air leaks or you're not getting the FPS you want, then the tight bore barrel companies will go, oh, we have an even tighter bore barrel. And then those start jamming, and then the BB companies go, hey, look, we're coming out with a smaller BB. So by the end of it, we're all going to have 4.5mm metal BBs and like straight up Daisy barrels. All right.
And that's when a kid will get his eye shot out.
And that's, yep. All right. Let's see. Oops. Okay. This one is from Gary the Chav. Gary the Chav. Why not Liverpool, guys? And is it a good idea to play Airsoft in the rain with an AEG? I think this is for George and I, because we both like Arsenal. And that's all we have to say about Liverpool.
It's okay. You got rid of your zombie. Congratulations.
So on to the Airsoft question. Is it a good idea to play in the rain with an AEG?
Yeah, we've done it.
I've done it.
No adverse effects?
As long as the wires aren't showing, I think it's okay.
I mean, we tested it for you guys. I stood in a pool and pulled the trigger. And yeah, you get a little bit of a little kick in your hand, but it works. So I think in the rain,
scared that day.
I think in the rain you're absolutely fine playing Airsoft. In fact, it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, like the weather adds a whole different element to Airsoft that you rarely. I mean, unless you live in a place that's raining all the time. But for us here in California, when it rains and you're playing airsoft, it adds a totally new dimension. It's difficult to hear people. It's difficult to follow people's movements. If you are good at tracking and you're following people's footprints, that becomes challenging. And on top of that, hearing airsoft guns fire when there's rain coming down becomes even more of a difficulty. But as long as you dry your AEGs out,
Or else they get rusty.
yeah, after you use them, any of the steel parts can rust.
And now you know.
And now you know.
Hopefully this is a good one. From Brian Peel. Hey guys, I have a question. If the M4 did not exist, what would be the most common universal weapon? An airsoft? Or everywhere, like real steel?
I think either or would be.
Let's do both. Let's answer both. So
Okay,
say in real
all right.
steel, and then your opinion
Sorry,
of airsoft.
I'm kicking people's feet on the table now. We're playing pussies.
I don't really know that much about real steel guns. It's really easy to get gun carry license in Georgia, but I really don't know that much about it. But for airsoft, I think they have fads somewhat where people will go through where it's during a season everyone just buys close to the same gun. If it wasn't an M4, that one's hard. Everyone has an M4 at least once. I've had an M4 once. Maybe an AK. A lot of people like AKs. Probably.
I think I was going to say AK.
I'm thinking AK.
Oh, I'm gonna switch it all up. MP5. That's just, I don't know. I just have a feeling that if the M4 didn't exist, that's what people would run as MP5s because they don't want to be like Charlie Sheen.
What? Well, because the AK was around first, right? So you have to think that had it become prevalent.
Yes, I know, but it all comes down to the fact that the AK was made by the Soviets. Maybe some people just can't bring it in themselves to own an AK.
Own an AK terrorist wins.
I love AKs, so I don't know why I'm defending.
Well, okay, wait, what was the history? The M16 was developed in Vietnam. What was it going up against during testing? There was another. Was it the Stoner?
No. The Stoner was a possibility. Yeah, that was using the same magazine, but it was replacing the M14.
Right. So, I guess maybe the M14 would have just made some adaptation of the M14. I don't know. What if it was airsoft and the M4 didn't exist? We'd all be running G36s.
Yeah, probably.
Because they would have mags that fit them easily.
What are you talking about?
Mag pouches, sorry.
Mag pouches?
Yeah, they'd have mag pouches that had no problem with those little things.
Yeah, those little notches are a pain in the butt. What about SIG? No, SIG wouldn't be popular enough. No, I agree. I think it'd be G36.
The SIG's a cool gun, though.
It is.
Not enough people run SIGs. We're going to start a SIG awareness month.
Go ahead and draw another question, guys.
SIG awareness
Keep this rolling. Let's get the energy up.
It's going to be an OD band, SIG awareness month.
I have no idea how to pronounce his name.
It's okay. I butcher names all the time. Whatever. Guy. Go ahead. Continue.
Guy.
Dear NSRT, is there any circumstance that would make you quit airsoft? For example, maybe a government-issued law that states that all airsoft guns must be painted entirely yellow. Absolutely not. I love airsoft. That's my life. And no, I don't care. I'd have a yellow gun. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
A yellow gun.
Yeah, no, the government law wouldn't prevent that. I'd probably just disobey the law. Sorry, bad example. Don't follow me.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Thank you.
What do you think?
There's only one good time to quit airsoft, and that's when you're dead. Can't play after that.
Nice.
What if you can't walk
That's
anymore?
good. Morbid.
Morbid.
Good.
That's like a Roger answer.
I think airsofters are probably the most resourceful
A
people I've
morbid
ever
answer.
met. So, even if the guns were colored, airsofters would find a way to make it.
It probably
Just
wouldn't
as
be as
enjoyable,
popular.
yeah.
Some people might be turned off, but I think that still people would play.
I think for me, the time when I would say I'm not doing airsoft anymore is the day that paint-filled BBs become more popular than standard BBs. This isn't paintball. That's not what we're about.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah. George?
What? Oh, my bad. Sorry. It's the end of the day here. This one looks good. Let's see here. We got Mr. Dylan. What is your opinion on owning multiple loadouts?
Yes.
Do it.
If you have the money, sure, why not? Or if you have the means, sure, why not? I don't know. That's my answer.
Well, how about you guys? Do you guys have multiple loadouts?
No, I don't. I just have one loadout.
That's probably all right. So what would you what would you rather do? Would you rather put a lot of money into one loadout or spread that money across multiple loadouts?
I think spread it across because I have one for outside and one for like indoors because they're both kind of very different in what you need. So like I have like both. So I'd say spread it out even if it isn't as like really good.
Okay.
Unless you just only play one. Did this you know where to blow your money?
Sure.
What about you, Matt?
Well, I mean, the joy of kind of the loadout that we've put together between you and I, thinking about what I needed the most, I made a modular loadout. So I've got one base system that I can adapt to different situations. If I'm going to into an indoor, fast-paced, 5-minute games between, regenning and reloading and everything, I don't need my whole vest. And ultimately that becomes more cumbersome. So I'll just run a battle belt because that's got my mag pouches on it. That and a drop leg holster if I have to. Versus if I go outside and I need more mags or I need to bring hydro with me, then of course I've got my backpack and vest combination. So it's something that I can adapt. Now with that said, I picked a color for my loadout that can go with pretty much everything. Ranger green is a wonderful color that adapts just about every camouflage pattern. When you put it with desert, it looks more grayish, brownish. When you put it with green, obviously it looks more green. So I kind of found a way to do everything with one loadout because ultimately, if I have multiple loadouts, I'll forget something on one of my loadouts that I won't bring with me.
Sweet, good answer.
Yes.
How are we doing on time? I think we're running close to time, so I think that'll be the last question.
Really 6 minutes.
We have 6 minutes.
Yeah, we're
all
good.
right, Matt, draw the last question. We have plenty of time. I'm losing track of time here.
All right, let's make this last one good. Terrell C asks, Dear Insert, I've always wondered, is it ethical for you to bang someone after you've already engaged them with BBs? And has someone ever raged because you were too close for comfort?
Yes. Sorry, go ahead. I always jump the gun on answering, so go ahead, Matt.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let me see. Is it ethical? Of course. If you're engaging somebody outside the 10-foot surrender rule or 5 foot, as you guys have at your field, if you're outside that engagement distance and you're engaging fire with them, and then you come within that distance, of course, it's entirely both appropriate and encouraged to surrender them or use a call and reply to confirm that they're killed. Ultimately, because Airsoft is a gentleman's sport, or it's based on
honor,
on your honor. Absolutely, if you have the opportunity not to hurt someone, then by all means take that opportunity. And if it doesn't work out and they end up shooting you because they don't understand, it's one of those situations where you walk away, and the next time you make sure you do the same thing. And then has anyone ever raged because you were too close for comfort? Yes, they have, and I'm very sorry.
Do you have a story about this?
I don't want to.
You don't want to elaborate?
So there was this one time.
See, I told you wanted to elaborate.
At this old field that doesn't... It was Airsoft Playground. And then back then, we didn't really have like an FPS or a rate of fire or an engagement distance. And myself and another player, we were going at it. And we were really gunning for each other because both of us thought we weren't calling each other's hits. And this was years ago. But both of us thought the other one wasn't being honorable. And so it basically came down to the fatal funnel alleyway in the middle of the field, and both of us were just dumping high-cap mags, and I was like quick loading them, so I was full auto, mag out, didn't lift off the trigger, reloading, and we were just dumping mags on each other. We both left completely bleeding and sore and pissed off. And the next time I saw him, we both apologized. But
and then you became.
But at that time, I was like, no, MF this, I'm out of here.
And then you became friends, right?
No. Well, I mean, we're good friends now. But it took a couple more of those days.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
Greg?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to at least confirm that you got a kill. About the things too close for comfort.
Happens a lot to him.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Wait, you mean people get mad at you for shooting too close?
Yeah, and then I'll get mad at people for shooting too close. It happens both ways. I only run pistols, so I tend to get really close to people.
See, that's not a big deal. You're complaining about getting shot with a pistol at 5 feet, whatever.
No, there was that one time I got shot. Remember. And I had to stop playing for the day.
Mike, you got shot.
I got
there?
shot in the... Yeah. I got shot
So what? It's just a pistol.
Dude, it was a CO2.
That's what everybody says.
It was a Dan Wesson, my friend.
Oh, well, we're at a different level when we go to Dan Weston.
Yeah.
That's what everybody usually says. That, like, it's just a pistol. And no, some pistols actually hurt a lot.
Yeah, but the problem is the pistol still needs to be regulated. If the pistol was shooting sub 300, no one would care. Am I wrong?
People
George,
still
maybe we
care.
should test this out in a video and have you get shot point blank with CO2.
I don't think that's a good idea. Roger's got some terrible ideas.
I'm cool with that. Whatever. It's not like I haven't been shot in the point blank with an airsoft gun before, ever. That's awkward silence.
We're all just like,
Dramatic
no.
pause.
But
So
yeah,
you
anything
have this happen to you all the time then?
Yes.
So you get mad at people and people get mad at you.
Yes.
Well,
Oh.
our FPS limit's a little bit higher in indoor than you guys.
Okay, so what's your so for indoor, what's your minimum engagement distance and what's your FPS limit?
Our FPS limit's 400, and minimal engagement difference normally is different every single field, but we have an optional surrender at 5 feet. So this kid runs at you. He's shooting. I've had it happen before, and surprisingly here, that happened when we were playing, and like everyone's like, oh, sorry. At our field, it's just all like, going back to the spawn.
See,
Some fingers
alright.
go up.
For example, there's some fields out here that will not have an engagement distance for pistols. If it's a certain, obviously, if you pull out a Dan Wesson, they might go, "Hey, you can't use that,"
Or they won't chrono it.
or
because,
well, they might, But my point is, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was going to
Matt
say,
and I-
we need to
Matt
go
and
to
I-
George
Matt and I are
immediately.
basically like, "Hey, are we doing big boy rules? Yeah,
Yeah.
right, sweet."
Everyone
no
can
engagement
agree there's
distance.
no engagement distance, go to town.
You bleed a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but as long as we are both of the same attitude, we've had the attitude for a long time. As long as our eyes don't get shot out, our ears don't get messed up, and our teeth don't go missing, we're fine.
Fair
Look at
game.
his arms. All those parts. Those
That's
are all
an
airsoft.
airsofter right there.
That's an airsofter.
Who's
I
right-handed,
understand.
obviously.
Yeah,
right?
Mark, yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Lean with your right. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us here at the Not So Round Table. If you have any future questions, please put them in the comments section below, and they'll go into our helm of reasoning. And either George or myself and a special guest, maybe next time, if you guys come back or whatever, can answer them for you. So what's next for you guys?
We're going to, airsoft-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Forge next to play really close quarters.
Awesome. And if people wanted to get in touch with you or to follow you, do you guys have a YouTube or Facebook?
My name, Aleeia Marceau, is my Facebook. I post airsoft stuff. I got Instagram. It's like tic-tac_attack because I made it before airsoft. But all it is airsoft stuff. And my turtle, Brooklyn. He likes airsoft, I think.
Yep. I have an Instagram. It's POR Grieg. I just added an E in my name because it sounds kind of weird. And Pistols on the Revolution. That's what it stands for. So.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. See you guys later.